2, 1. Hey guys,
Hey guys, it is
it's us
another
again.
episode of TBK Otakus, the podcast. Fortunately, Choo Choo Dino could not make it with us.
He's
Which
dead.
was he's not dead.
He's dead. We sacrificed him for success.
He's not dead.
He has to be dead.
You will be dead.
Sure, I will. Now he just can't make it, but we're here.
I wanted to say something. I really wanted to say something. But I know that if I
But
say
we're live, and you can't do shit like that.
exactly.
And I'm not gonna lie, if you took like a 5 seconds longer, I was just gonna start streaming some random game. Sorry for the lateness. We've been occupied with different stupid things. But we're here now.
Anyway, let's get right into it. So, the the activity for today's podcast is we will be doing a our draft picks for Pathfinder and a surprise TTRPG that might have some significance in it for the future of our channel.
Yes.
First, the episode review, one review of Ninja Fushin.
That that anime that we were supposed to watch, which I watched first, so I watched it.
Now,
Hmm?
thought.
Thoughts? I'm gonna probably I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoyed it. Like, they started the episode off really well, and it really caught my attention. The characters are kind of actually they're pretty relatable.
Relatables are basically us plus like one of our friends plus someone that is my type.
Yes, a dummy mommy. I know how it goes with you.
No,
Anyways,
she is sweetheart. She is baby. I love her.
yeah, that's probably true. But yeah, it's well, like the average person, I'm relatable. Like, I know me and you are both traumatized in our own special little way. I mean, like,
We are basically the main characters.
Yeah, but
You're the cleric and I'm the fucking swashbuckler.
we do live sad lives. But like, I think like they were
We
related.
don't trust nobody.
Yeah, but I think they were relatable in the way of like we saw what they went through. We understood like with the mage lady. She was bullied, so she got like harder and harder. And I know me from experience, at least, getting fucked with in school, and pretty much everything she went through. Not to I think that big of an extreme, but still, like when you get bullied in school, you either become a complete asshole and loud, or you stay quiet and.
Not only that was she not bullied, it was more of like she was betrayed by someone she legitimately cared about. It was her fiance. Her fiance say, "Nah, I'm gonna listen to this random bimbo bitch
Mm-hmm.
instead of my fiance, the person I'm actually supposed to be in love with."
Yeah. And with the swashbuckler, he just got fucking used, man. Like I felt him on that.
Yeah, I felt him severe. Like, dude was my kin through the whole episode, and I'm still watching it through the whole
Mm-hmm.
show. Dude is like a sweet boy, but like everything about him. Yes, love him.
Yeah, of course. I usually can probably the most like saddest of motherfuckers. I am like I don't know if you've picked this up, but I create a lot of more like extremely morally gray characters, and
You're the
people
cleric.
Yeah. Well, I don't mean like the Claire's not morally gray. I meant as in like I think you've talked to me a lot of like I've told you about like what characters I really like and kind of relate to, and all of them are extremely morally gray. Some more darker than others, but like every character in the show, like I only watched the first episode. I was gonna watch more, but then I'm also easily distracted by things. But like all the characters, I kin all of them. Like I felt their pain. I saw they were kind of where they were coming from, which is it's rare for me not to kin a serial killer and of the sort. I could go on
But
for
your
hours
main
of
one is a cleric, which is a support, which makes me laugh.
why you think I can't support people.
No, not at all.
It's all right. That makes two of us then. Well,
But look how his backstory is. It's very similar to what you have said about your past.
yeah, like oh not to like the extreme that like I don't know if I think I've told you about one of my exes that she wasn't younger than me. She was kind of older than me, and she didn't try and pull like the rape card or anything else like that. But it was more of the hey, I've been secretly a dude the entire time kind of card that made it even funnier because she did it to try and embarrass me, and I didn't pay attention to it half the time because I was reading a book. I had to ask someone what the hell she said.
But yeah, like when I saw the cleric character, I immediately knew it was you. Just like this dude that was like, "Oh, I'm a sweetheart. I care about everyone. Hey, I like you. I can't like you. I'm busy. Fine, I'll
I'm a
pull
man of
this
the
pull.
cloth, and you're also 12. This can't happen.
Fine, then I'll pull this bullshit. Use out. Get some money and fuck your life in existence. Well, now I'm depressed and I hate everybody.
Yeah. But I think, like, out of the four, the cleric probably has the most hope.
It
Just,
really does.
yeah, like,
Well,
mm?
if you look at, if you continue watching the episodes, you'll find out that the dragon lady actually does. She's a sweetheart. I fucking love her.
Yeah, I gotta watch more. But, like, from, like, the first episode, that's where we make our reviews. Oh, excuse me. The cleric, I think, like, had, like, the most hope in people. Like, even after getting fucked over. I think like he had hope in like those that were kind of kind to him, like how he got his robes and like book as well as his mace. From the lady's like, hey yeah, listen, father, don't worry about it. Take this shit. Someone left it. You've been very kind to me. Go be yourself.
But that's enough of that. Let's now get to the ratings. I think it's a perfect 10 out of 10.
I'm gonna have to rate it probably a 8.5, just for the pure fact of I've only seen the first episode, and I want to watch
I'm
more of
saying
it.
for a first episode, I think it gets you into the show. It does what it needs to,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes you actually interested about the characters, the world, and how everything is going to go about.
Yeah.
So for without subtracting anything, so for that, I think it is a perfect 10 out of 10.
I think if we're going in that route, I also think it's a yeah. I would think of it a 9.5, and
Okay.
the minus point like I would give it a solid 10. But this might be my own little pet peeve, but they went into everyone's backstory except for the Dragon Lady's backstory. or is like hinting at it or anything. Like if like I know understand like cliffhangering and shit like that. But like if they end the episode with like, oh yeah, we should probably start adventuring. Hey, what the hell is your story? And she just goes, oh well, it all started when this happened, and then the episode ends there. Then it would have the 10. I know nothing's perfect, but so that's why I'm giving a 9.5.
Okay. Well, in that case, I think it becomes a 9.7 TPKs out of 10 TPKs.
Every time we watch an anime, we kill a lot of people, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. That's genocide is how our channel functions, and it is the lifeblood of our people.
It's what happened to Choo Choo.
Yep.
Welcome to the cult.
Anyways, now let's get to the draft for our team. John, can you get a coin up so we can figure out who goes first?
Let me get a quickie coiny. Actually, wait, let me. I feel like we can. Nope, we can't do a coin thing on this. Never mind.
We're not affiliate yet.
No, sadly not, but one day we will. Hello!
Hello!
Alright, heads or tails?
Heads.
Alright. I'll pick tails. 3, 2, 1, it's tails!
Okay, so you get to pick if you go first or second.
I want to go first, and I'm going...
For your first round draft pick, who are you picking?
Alright. I'm picking myself. For I'm awesome. But, we're going to start with... We're kind of just doing like a weird ranking thing for Pathfinder classes.
Yep. We're doing our those who are just tuning in, we are doing a draft picks for our top 5 draft picks for the Pathfinder class.
Yeah.
And then we have a little special thing in store for something we have in the works.
We have some news coming up.
Yep, so we're gonna hint at it.
Yeah. We're gonna hint at some things, and then I'm gonna say what I'm going to do.
Okay.
So Pathfinder classes. Let me quickly just do just so you guys can see. There we go. Alright. Hoopy, that's big enough. And that's locked. I should have all this shit put together, shouldn't I?
Probably.
Well, I normally do, but So, for my first draft pick for Pathfinder classes, I'm going to snag Summoner.
Okay. Care to explain why you think Summoner's your pick Summoner for your first round?
So I'm going to pick Summoner for my first round because I, right now in a Pathfinder game, play a Summoner. And I really enjoy how the class works and kind of how it goes into the world's dynamic. And I would have to put like on a scale from like easy to hard. I would have to go to probably like a solid like from like easy being 1, hard being 5. I have to go for like a solid 2. It's easy. The hardest thing is just remembering how to use your summoned creature. And that's not too hard, so. Plus, it's a buff, in essence, a small thing for the class itself. Is you summon a creature that goes and fights for you, while you sit all the way in the back shooting spells. And a big dynamic of the summoner is your summoned creature, which is called an Eidolon, punches or shoots or lights something on fire, while in the same turn, you cast a spell. And if you can balance that quite well, you will be a living, breathing magical tank.
Okay. My number one.
Mm-hmm.
Shocking. Absolutely no one, if you know me. Thumb Surge.
Ooh, that one's not bad.
Because it is a melee based character that uses charisma to beat the dog breaks and uses bullshit tactics to beat the dog breaks off of enemies and gain and do helpful things for itself or its allies. I love it. So that is my number one.
All right. All right.
Number two, John.
Mm?
Or do you want to do snake draft format so I get my number two, then you get your number two and three? How do you want to do that?
Let's do snake draft. So you pick up your number two.
Okay. My number two, Magus.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
You take sword, you take magic, you shove the magic in the sword, you bitch slap your opponent, you send him to the moon, and you say, night night, motherfucker. So that's
right.
my number two, being Magus.
Max over there then. Alright. Then for my number two, I'm going to snag. Just because I like this class and I've played it before, I'm gonna snag Gunslinger. Because it is in my top 5, and I really enjoy Gunslinger. Where, I don't know, Sunfi, you know me quite well. You know how much I love my flaming shooty sticks.
Yes, just as much as I love my bonk bonk sticks.
Gunslinger is pretty much just in the name. You are a gunslinger. Where you have proficiency and the ability to use firearms, guns of all kinds. And the entire class is, funny enough, it has, a lot of its abilities are damage-wise, but a lot of the effects you can put on your enemies, funny enough, gives them like a essence of support. As depending on like which maneuvers, I don't think they're called maneuvers, but they're called something. Where it relies on critical strikes a lot, and when you get those crits or you make something in particular happen, you can tack on like giving an enemy flat-footed condition, making them blind, or doing this other thing that helps your teammates as well. Plus, if you do get that crit, it gets insane.
It go brr.
Brr. All right. All right, now back to me.
Yeah.
We're doing Snaky Snake. For number
so
3.
it's your turn again. So get your number 3.
For number 3, I'm gonna snag Witch.
Ooh. Care to explain?
So I've not played a Witch, but the class itself extremely fascinates me, and it's on my list of classes to play. And it just seems absolutely so cool with the process of kind of what it is, and with what I've looked at Wizard, which I did want to play, and looking at it, I'm like, which is just kind of a better version of that, which kind of sucks. But hey,
I mean, to be fair to the audience, both are amazing in their own right. This is just his preference.
yeah, like feel free to play Wizard. I've made a Wizard character before. I've never played him, but my own preference, how my play style, I would enjoy the Witch a lot more than playing the Wizard.
Yeah. Because something we should mention about Pathfinder is every class in it is balanced. There's no classes that far exceed each other. Like, there's some classes that are really good in combat, but there's also some that are good at the exploration, social aspects of Pathfinder. Like, don't feel bad. There's something for everyone in Pathfinder.
Yeah, that's something I really enjoy about Pathfinder, Where in D&D, it was like, hey, yeah, you want to go. I want to play this class, but I really can't do this thing in particular, which kind of sucks. Where Pathfinder is, okay, you can do anything you want to do, which is about any class, and hear me out. So I know you're going to say a but something, Sunfee. There's ways and paths you can go down, which you could take a non very social class and build like a very like low charisma character. But depending on what feats you pick and kind of other stuff do you use, Pathfinder itself gives you other paths to take on. Where convincing the king for something to happen probably won't work. You're not a very talkative person. But hey, you could always set explosives and hold his family hostage.
Exactly. Like, I'm surprised that you thought I would disagree with you on that. Like, no. Everything in Pathfinder, Pathfinder's way more customizable, and honestly, I think it's a lot more fun. Yeah, it's a little bit more crunchy, but it's not crunchy to the point where it's like, this is eating concrete. It's like smooth versus crunchy peanut butter.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can play the smooth peanut butter, and yeah, it goes on the bread's much smoothly than crunchy peanut butter. But if you are anybody with class, crunchy peanut butter is where it's at.
I'm just gonna quickly move you to the bad boy corner.
You are not.
All right. Anyways, we got the heretic out of the chat. You take back what you said about crunchy peanut butter? I think he learned his lesson, chat. We don't stand heresy about peanut butter here. But moving aside, moving down the lane, where we are going to move on to your fourth spot. Sunfee, you alright? I can't hear you. Nor can chat. Oh no. Hello.
Is that better?
Much better. Do you take back what you said about crunchy peanut butter?
No, you're a psycho.
Into the bad boy corner. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna stop putting you there. We got stuff to do. I'm sorry.
Will you stop it?
Take what you said about crunchy peanut butter back.
Never.
Then I guess I'm gonna have to use big boy things. So he's been muted, chat. He can't hurt you anymore. Let's move on to the fourth one. We'll move away from the peanut butter for now.
I haven't even gotten to my third one, you psycho!
Oh yes, and go on with your third one then. I'm sorry.
See, this is what you get with smooth peanut butter fans.
To the shadow room with you. I'm sorry, you gave me too much power. Okay. What's your third one?
Third one would be Druid.
Ooh, that one's not too bad.
Unlike now, especially with 1D&D, poor Druid. Poor Druid. You can turn into literally anything and everything if you choose to. If you say, I don't really want to be a shapeshifter, you can unleash the full totality of nature on a poor sucker's ass. You want to turn into a phoenix? Go for it. You want to just chain lightning bolts onto someone's skull until they stop moving? You can. It is the most versatile, badass class. That if it wasn't for it being so nature themed where it literally you lose your powers if you side against something, then it would probably be my number one. I This is such an amazing class.
Hmm. I can agree with you. Like Druid's actually really good. I haven't played one, but I do know the lovely, lovely Gabe has played one.
Yeah.
All right. So what is your number 4?
My number four is something that is currently in the playtest material, but based on what we haven't seen so far with how Paizo handles their playtest materials, I am so giddy for what it looks like, but I couldn't place it any higher. The kineticist. You
That was
use the
actually pretty good.
elements to of fire, water, earth, or air, and you can either be one casting, two using two of them, or all four. And after the playtest, it's been confirmed that you can also use metal and wood elements. Which is weird, but I fucks with it.
As
To
would I.
beat the dog breaks off of somebody, you just can be like, "Hi, I have fire. Burn, burn till you die." Oh, I have air. I'm going to blast you into the space. Bye-bye. Whatever your heart's desire, you can dodge the destruction with the elements behind you.
That is absolutely perfect.
Plus, not only that, it is the only class currently in Pathfinder and in D&D technically that its main casting stat is Constitution.
Well, that is a rare one.
Like nothing else in Pathfinder, nor and especially not in D&D, uses con as their main stat. So, with that being said, Kineticist is my number 4. John, your number 4.
My number 4 is going to be the Alchemist.
Okay.
I've not played an Alchemist yet, but the pure fact that you can just go, okay, with this pile of horse manure and this cup I found in the tavern, I shall make a nuclear bomb. That this class is the perfect damage or healer.
It's a jack of all trades.
It is. Like, it's really so cool. Like, I love D&D, which was my first system, but my only true love, relies with Paizo and anything they've ever created and all of their children.
For real. Like, Paizo wants something else. Like, Wizards cool. But Paizo on that God pack.
Yeah, like I love Wizards of the Coast. They create some cool stuff, but like they're there for the money, and their stuff kind of sucks. Like imagine this, right? So you're sitting at home, and you hear almost like the sound of something coming from the outside shed. You go out there and check. You see Wizards of the Coast. They said, "Hey, we just made a new class, and it's this." And you go, "Oh, that sounds pretty cool."
Oh, no. You forget. Wizard of the Coast, it would be like, oh, here's a new subclass for something you basically play to the ground. But that does nothing new. No. You see, it adds the ability to fart acid and burnt rainbows.
Yeah, I mean, like that's cool for a bit of time, but then imagine this: it's late at night, and your door gets kicked in by Paizo that says, "Hey, I just created 3 other classes, a few archetypes, about 5 different races, and even more shit. Here, take it." and they throw this pile of shit onto your fucking bed, and you go, "This is the greatest gift of all time."
It's Santa, but if Santa had SMGs, katanas, and he was loaded to the teeth.
And somehow they made that bag of shit into gold. Like Paizo is there for its people as well as just themselves. They enjoy everything they make. And I'm not gonna lie, I think Alchemist was purely just kick the door in and go, hey, 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 what if we made someone that was smart, that could make healing potions, as well as nuclear bombs by 3rd level?
Bombs? Rope? Potions? Yes.
Yes, throw it on the table. And we all went, this is the best thing besides belly rubs. Sliced bread does not stand against anything Paizo has ever created.
Like, Paizo on that stuff. Like, yes, we are Paizo fanboys. If you cannot tell, we are Paizo fanboys over Wizards. But Wizards is boring. Like, yeah, it's mainstream. And I'm not saying it to be mean to Wizards, but it's boring. Like, if you look at it, they're racist, they're classes, they're monsters, they're boring.
Yeah.
Literally. Paizo was like, look at Mother Nature and was like, oh, that's a volcano. Let me make it into a dragon.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a type or tornado. Let me turn that into a dragon. They took natural disasters and said, you know what would be more terrifying? Let's turn that shit into dragons.
I firmly believe that Paizo is literally everything they create is just a stoner thought, which are the best thoughts.
Exactly.
They are.
But then they remember afterwards, and they're like, "Oh shit, that was a good thought. We actually should work on it."
Yeah, like I know we've talked about Paizo and how awesome they are, and we've kissed their ass so many times. I say the Zerp was they're awesome. But like one small thing that I like better than Paizo, and we're gonna move on. But Wizards of the Coast creates something, and no one's perfect, but it's like a hey yeah we fucked up this thing. It's not our fault you don't like it. It's your fault, and we're not gonna fix it. Paizo goes, okay, we created this thing. Okay, they didn't really like this thing? Alright, we'll change that. Or it's a, hey, okay, so we fucked up this thing. But what if we made it 10 times worse? And somehow 10 times more loud? And we all fucking love it. Somehow.
They are cool.
They're so cool.
Like, the way I see it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is Paizo and Wizards of the Coast are like the older brothers of the tabletop community because everybody knows about them.
Yeah.
You got Wizards, who is the successful multi-millionaire doctor, brother that looks at you and is like, here's a little pocket money, little Timmy, go have fun. Then you have Paizo, right? That is that badass brother that you love hanging out with is just like, hey, little Timmy, let's go. The Harley's out back. We'll go on a ride. We'll go to the arcade. I'll hook you the heck up. Like, he ain't successful by any means comparatively to Wizards. But you have the most fun with him.
Yeah.
Is the chaos and the chaotic? Absolutely. But, at the end of the day, you're going to have a blast.
If I may add one small thing, Wizard of the Coast has like a doctorate or something, right? Works this very important job. They're a doctor, or like they're like a professor at some college teaching astrophysics or some shit that they're bullshitting out of their ass. And then there's Paizo. Does not have a doctorate, graduated high school, but hey, they are the owner of like 5 different Harley locations because they've worked hard and people love them. And I know this turned to like a fucking Paizo versus Wizard of the Coast review, But let me ask you one thing, Sunfi.
So,
When you started Pathfinder, right? And you look at like all the stuff that you get from it, a lot of it's like plus ones, right? At the time, you thought those were kind of low numbers. You were kind of wondering what the hell, how is this so big or anything, right? But now, after playing Pathfinder, you see like, oh yeah, this ability gives like a +1 or like a +4 to this thing, and it's low numbers, but it's still extra numbers.
oh, oh no, you're thinking of D&D still. Paizo's like, hey, we're gonna crank up them numbers on both ends of the spectrum.
Yes, you are right. You're right. No, I was saying I don't know why my brain decided like thought of like the um this like weird bard ability from Pathfinder. Like it's like a +1 to every ability.
Yeah. Another thing I love about Pathfinder and Starfinder and that kind of stuff,
Hmm.
the monsters actually scale to the player. Like it's the CR rating, their challenge rating matches the typical 4-person party
Hmm.
to that difficulty.
Hmm.
Like there's nothing that they make the monsters balance for the party to actually play. So even at higher levels, which is something that D&D struggles with, the monsters still scale next to you.
Hmm. Well, I like also something I really liked. I've not DM'd Pathfinder. I did once, and then I didn't fully understand how CRs exactly worked. But still, that fight was fascinating. But with the Pathfinder monsters as well as Starfinder monsters, and we'll get to Starfinder at some point in the universe. But like you were fighting a party, you want to throw this enemy at it, but it's like a really high CR. I don't know. I think it was on Archives of Nethys, but they said, "Oh yeah, you want to throw like this high CR goblin at like this low level party? We'll create like a weak version of it. It's like it brings the stats down, makes it a bit easier, but still cool. And also, Wizard of the Coast D&D, boring with encounters. Oh yeah, this creature does this thing. Oh yeah, it's kind of cool abilities. I remember when I DM'd like a one shot with Pathfinder. You were there. The
Mm-hmm.
zombies have a bite attack that does a shit ton of damage, but they have to grab you, which happens if they hit with their grabby attack. D&D undead zombies, they slap at you. Do shit damage. Not a threat. Pathfinder enemies, even low CRs, are a threat, but a good threat though, and there's always a weakness to them. And as someone that's played a shit ton of The Witcher, because I'm a nerd and I'm a sucker for monster hunting, that makes me feel very happy.
Right?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yes.
now we should get to your number 5.
My number 5. I'm gonna move the alchemist over. So my number 5 will be the rogue. And it's not because I am the edgiest of all the edge, for some weird ass reason.
Lies and deceit, but okay, go on.
No, like I really enjoyed the rogue class. For much of the fact of it's your stealthy, sassy, stabby boy. And also like you could turn so Pathfinder's rogue could be anything. Just about anything. Depending on which path you want to go down.
Yeah,
Where,
you want to be strength-based rogue, you can. Like, that's pretty cool.
yeah. Like they literally built an entire thing for strength based rogues, which is just, hey yeah, I'm gonna hit you really hard and you're not gonna get up. And no, I don't give a shit. You're not gonna see it coming either. And if I may, I'm sorry, we're gonna compare D&D to Pathfinder again, but D&D rogue sneak attack does some extra damage, kind of cool. Very Dexy, intelligence based. Subclasses, some of them are kind of okay. Pathfinder rogues, oh yeah, shit. So you want to make a really charismatic asshole? We got you, bro.
You want to make
Bam.
you want to make an intelligence a Machiavellian rogue? Got you. You want to be this like, hey boss, what you need done? Type of rogue?
Mm-hmm.
Got you. Any type of rogue you want, you can play.
Like even if you want to make like a support based rogue, you can make that happen with barely any trouble. Because rogue, just like in D&D for Pathfinder, has a shit ton of skills. And the rogue's ability to pretty much go, okay, so I'm gonna take everything. They somehow have every door open and they can go any path they want. And I love it. I've not played a rogue yet, but I want to.
Okay. Kind of piggyback off your number 5. My number 5 is its sister class, but not quite. Investigator.
Ooh. Why do you say that?
Because however you play that, yeah, and unlike Rogue, its key ability score, it's just intelligence. But you want to be like Sherlock Holmes or Moriarty? You can. You want to be Kira? You absolutely can. Just so long as your intelligence is high, nothing you can do can stop you. Your intelligence is your key stat, meaning you know every, and you use that to be like, okay, I'm gonna plan this out perfectly. I'm going to be doing 3D chess on the battlefield and showing up and kicking your ass into your teeth.
Yeah. Like, although that does sound like it should be a rogue archetype or subclass, Paizo has made that into an entirely another class and gave it an entirely different feel, which is absolutely amazing.
D&D is just like, oh, this is similar. Let's not, instead of giving it its own identity, let's just shove that into Rogue. No one will notice a single thing.
Yeah.
Pathfinder's just like, this is similar, but you know what? Let's make it cool. Let's make it its own individualistic thing with its own unique subclasses and have its own unique feel.
And they do, and they enjoy, like, looking at all the classes, they enjoy making all of them.
Absolutely. Now let's do some honorable mentions to kill some time because I want to save the little surprise for a little bit while longer. So let's just do 2 honorable mentions. My first honorable mention is sorcerer.
Ooh.
Because unlike D sorcerer, oh, your blood does this really cool thing. Okay, you get that. Instead of just being like, oh, you're this flavor of sorcerer, you gain power. Your magic derives from your blood in a very cool way, where you can be like, oh, I'm a healer from on high. Let me heal you. Or I am an arcane blaster, and I will snap you from existence. Back the fuck up. Either way, your blood is bound to you and feels extremely potent and extremely badass. So what's your honorable mention?
So my honorable mention is probably got to be Swashbuckler.
Ooh.
Another class, just like in D&D terms, it would be a subclass. But no, Paizo said, fuck it, we're making it an entirely different class.
It is literally pirate class. It feels like a pirate. You can go Jack Sparrow, uh, Zoro, Zoro. You can feel like an actual pirate.
Mm-hmm.
Yar, feeling the beating your ass and stealing your lunch money.
If I may push forward another, this is quite literally the pirate class to the point of your stereotypical pirate like Blackbeard. This would be his class with gun proficiency as well. But I said to the point of this, the swashbuckler's big thing is telling you to go screw yourself, and you take damage, to stab you, and somehow add some kind of insult to catch you off your guard. It's big.
Also, they dance around the battlefield like it's Christmas.
They do. Like this is like the perfect. I'm gonna mess with everyone, and you're all going to deal with it, or you can knock me out. Oh wait, no, you can certainly try.
Right.
Excuse me.
Okay, so what's your second honorable mention?
My second honorable mention's gotta be probably Ranger, just
Ooh,
because. So my favorite
the
class
cooler
is
ranger. The cooler ranger.
the cooler Ranger. Like I love like my favorite class when I first started playing D&D was Ranger, because I played it in Neverwinter Nights 2 Gold Edition because I had it and it was my favorite childhood game. But I loved Ranger. It was like, oh yeah, I'm this semi-martial ranged man of the forest. I live out there in the woods and hang out, talk to animals. All the dryads loved me for some weird reason. It was so cool. I was so excited. And then when I played it, it kind of is
It got its teeth taken in. Like let's not sugarcoat. It got its teeth kicked in. But when you come to Pathfinder, it's like this is terrifying. This woodsman is the thing from Snow White and the Huntsman. This is like fictional character will beat my ass through actual walls.
Yeah. Like this is so cool and I love it so much and this is what the Rangers should have been in D&D. And Wizards of the Coast, I know you're probably not watching this because you think we're heretics. We are.
We are hardcore. Sorry. I think we came down with something. I'm sorry, audience.
Wizards of the Coast, if you're going to somehow work with Ranger, give the Beastmaster, that subclass in particular, give them a pet action. Screw the hey yeah, have your pet use your action to attack. It does crap damage.
Or your bonus action for that matter.
Yeah. Take a leaf from Paizo. It's not like you're already pulling some stuff now with 1D&D.
John, you're making us sick. I don't know what you're doing, man.
I'm sorry. Let me drink some water. Paizo water. Now I'm healed.
Yes.
We're just taking the crap out of so many things tonight, aren't we?
Uh-huh.
But be completely real. Wizard of the Coast, D&D, whoever in the nine hells you are that might be watching this, take the 3 action economy and put it in D&D. That will save your system. Or at least start fixing it.
You don't even have to do that. Just make your classes actually bounce around each other and still feel badass. Don't fucking do what you're doing to the druid. What are you doing to the druid? Stop!
Yes!
Stop! You're stupid!
I don't know. I love the Ranger because this is what the Ranger should have been. And this gives you the feel that you really want to have. Like this is your guy or lady, whoever you are.
the Ranger in Pathfinder does not have spells.
No.
But to also be fair, it does not need spells. If it had spells, everything would die within a 90-foot proximity of it.
Yeah. Like,
all three of our subclasses are I'm going to fuck you, and you in particular, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. But I said there's nothing you can do to stop me.
yeah, like Pathfinder makes the Ranger what it should have been, and it does not have spells. Truth be told, I don't think the Ranger should have ever had spells for D&D.
But it does.
They did. Like, I think, like, thinking about it, like, I think they were thinking, oh yeah, the Ranger's gonna have kind of, we need some cool abilities. Screw it, we'll just make them spells, which kind of works, but
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We are reviewing back to D&D and giving them all the crap.
Deserves.
I firmly I believe that Rangers in D&D should have had spell slots like warlocks. Because looking through the Ranger spells a while back, I have to look at them again. A lot of those spells are stuff with like, hey yeah, I'm gonna help you sneak better. Or Hunter's Mark. And in your mind, you think about like how that might make any kind of sense. Screw the, oh yeah, they're a little bit of casters. A lot of their spells are, hey, I'm gonna focus on this thing better. I'm gonna do extra attacks because I'm gonna focus better. Or I'm going to set up and prepare to sneak better.
Okay.
Yeah, but
now,
what's your honorable mentions? Before yes.
Before getting to the actual thing, is I'm gonna say fighter.
Ooh.
Because, well, yeah, it sucks in the social aspect. You can play any type of fighter you want. Except, like, for a spellcaster type. But, oh, you want to use a sword and shield? Go for it. You want to just bring down the might of 1,000 suns with just one gigantic sword like Cloud? Go for it. You want to be this two-wielding sword badass that's just a flurry of blades? Absolutely. No matter how you want to play it, on the battlefield, you are king. There's no class that has a higher crit chance than the fighter, and that is for good reason. And the amount of power behind a fighter is equally as terrifying.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is my last honorable mention. Now, the reward for the people who have stayed this long, we will now do our draft picks for Starfinder.
Yeah.
And
but before we move all the way over to Starfinder picks and everything, I know for a fact I'm starting to write some scripts together. Because although there's a good amount of really good guide videos for Pathfinder races and classes, I want to make my own. Which I'm going to try and make them shorter than like the hour-long stuff that No Nat Ones does. Like, I love his channel. He's good. You should watch his videos and everything. And I personally don't mind the hour-long episodes, but I know some people might. So I want to make kind of shorter videos or even like longer videos. Just so the people that want to listen to something can have something to listen to. Plus, I don't know, I think I want to put forth how my brain works with how to explain some of the classes, because I think...
To be fair, brain works enigma wrapped in a mystery.
True. I just want to do it, and those episodes are coming at some point. as well as some other stuff I'm working on.
Okay.
Yes.
Now we get to the Starfinder, and since I ended it uh last, and I think it was my turn again, I'll start it. Okay.
Okay.
My first one, Evolutionist,
Okay.
because I you can upgrade yourself into becoming a mechanical warrior, one with a nature god, an entity from a terrifying nightmare entity. No matter how you do it, you are about evolving yourself into a warrior of pure nightmare and pure sheer terror.
Yeah, and truth be told, I didn't know this class was from Starfinder. Because I remember, I think you've played a homebrew version of this for D&D.
Yeah.
Oh, like I'm not gonna lie, I'm also excited for Evolutionist. Because it sounds so cool how it's described that pretty much you are genetically altering yourself to evolve and become better.
It is the it is like one of the most amazing sci-fi tropes there is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now it's your turn.
It is one of the best known, but Paizo again does so good with it.
Exactly.
So I am going
Explain
to
a little bit the difference between Starfinder and Pathfinder. Starfinder is sci-fi. It is in space. It is high. It is where Pathfinder is high fantasy. This is high future.
So if I may nerd out a little bit because I've looked into lore, I'm also watching a campaign for Starfinder, and it's really good. Oh, I am going to put their link in the chat because I really enjoy them. But so Starfinder and Pathfinder, their universe, like both of their systems take place in the same world and universe. And you might ask, "Oh, that's kind of cool. Does that mean they're done making Pathfinder stuff?" The answer is no. And they made a really smart decision being Paizo. So right in the middle of both their systems, story-wise, there's something called the Gap, which is quite literally no one knows what happened there, but some of the fantasy races just appeared on different planets and just evolved from there. So they literally gave themselves enough space, like they gave themselves a place to keep making more stuff. And they don't have to worry about like, oh yeah, so this is gonna start here, and in terms of wait, that can't start there because this thing came from this time. They have a gap that no one knows what the hell happened in there.
Not only that,
mm-hmm.
mechanically, right?
Uh-huh.
Let's just look at it mechanically. If you were to recommend a different system to
mm-hmm.
someone that just played D&D, honestly, instead of Pathfinder with how 5e is,
Mm-hmm.
I would recommend Starfinder. I think Starfinder is very similar to a Pathfinder and D&D is, but in a way, in a really cool and its own identity with its own identity.
I could fully agree with that. Like looking at Starfinder with pure interest and some other stuff working in the background. Starfinder is literally the love child between Pathfinder 2e and D&D 5e.
Exactly.
I mean, it was a messy divorce, but they made a beautiful child.
Mm-hmm.
But so I'm gonna fuck up this name because I don't know why my brain can't pronounce it. But I am going to take the nanite class,
the nanocyte.
Yes, the nanocyte class.
Okay, so that's where I get the payback from.
You stole my Magus. I'm gonna steal this one.
That is fair.
So I love the nanocyte for the pure fact of it is another stereotypical sci-fi trope where nanites are inside some guy's body and now they're making him better. But they also did really good making this a constitution class. Where
Not only that, right? And
mm-hmm,
the reason why I picked it, you want to be a healer, but you don't want to use spells. There you go.
yeah.
You want to be frontlining and just swarm and just give them the nightmare of nanobots eating at their flesh or blowing them up.
Mm-hmm.
Here you go. You want the nanites to go through their body and deteriorate it from the inside? There's something there too. The nanobots that are given to you from being a nanocyte are the most terrifying sci-fi thing I've ever encountered, and I love it.
Oh, absolutely. If you want to recreate that one scene from, I think it was Sons. No, it wasn't Sons of Egypt. But if you want to release the insect plague on enemies, but in a sci-fi setting, this class is for you. It also it works so well
Old
too.
Testament. Let's be real here. This class goes Old Testament.
Oh, very much so, and it is so cool. Like how this class works is absolutely beautiful. Like it's from class skills to like it. Everything Paizo's made is balanced to perfection, or near perfection. But the nanosite literally goes, okay, these things are in your body. As you level, they're going to make you better. I think this is the only class that the more you level up, that something class wise upgrades your saves automatically. Like I know like other classes go like, oh yeah, you get like a lot more for your fortitude save, but the nanosite class after third level, you start getting extra stuff to all three of your saves. Of course, they're gonna focus on fortitude since it is keeping you alive, kind of thing. But you get like you get some extra stuff for like reflexes as well as will and as well as will saves. There we go, John. It's just so cool.
Yeah. Okay. Now, what's your number 2?
My number 2. I'm gonna have to take the Witch Warper.
Okay.
It is a so I like this one. Besides the fact that it's literally the sci-fi version of the Warlock from D&D, except for 10 times better. This class, in a brief description, is hey, the fabric of reality is there. Let's just bend it and fold it in this way.
So make it basically become Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, you literally become Scarlet Witch. And I know like a lot of like caster classes like maneuvering the fabric of reality kind of thing. But this one literally just starts folding it and then turns it into a paper swan that then turns into a quite literal swan. As you open rifts, very much like Emily from Bioshock Infinite, you open rifts to like other planes and planets, and you take stuff from there, or bring it to where you are, to affect the world around you. And
it is chaotic and beautiful.
It is so chaotic and beautiful. And if you do want to pick up Starfinder, a lot of people say if you want to try and play Witch Warp or talk to your DM, I know. Me and Sunfee have looked at it, and we both think we can handle it. But the pure fact of how much chaos this class can create, please do talk to your DM about this. They'll probably give you a thumbs up, but letting them know that hey, I'm gonna fuck with your entire world,
and stop any problems by just saying,
no.
Yeah, but now this happens.
Yeah.
It's chaotic, and I love it.
It is so chaotic. And also,
Okay.
one small thing. I'm sorry. One small thing was I was building a character for this at
Mhm.
some point, and I changed it. They give you, since this class is very much opening up like rifts to reality and everything. You can open like bubbles to kind of bring stuff through, and there's also another alternate kind of sub archetype class thing where it focuses on first leveling your equipment up a lot more. Where instead of creating like bubbles where like you bring forth a swamp, you bring forth weapons and armor and stuff like that. Which is just so cool. Like this is a awesome damage and then also like kind of supportish class. Now
Okay.
you, Sunfi.
My number two
Mm-hmm.
is the precog.
Ooh.
Because you want to know something?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool and all what you do with the Witch Whipper, but let me just rewind, fast forward, skip time. I'm just messing with time. And oh, by the way, did I mention I'm a dex-based caster?
A what? Some caster?
Yeah, you're instead of using intelligence, wisdom, or charisma, you use your dexterity.
Oh yeah, that was this class. That is. Oh damn it, Paizo, you were wait. This is also another class that I think you should let your DM know before playing it, because you can mess with stuff real hard.
In fact, I would warn your DM if you want to use this. I'd be like, and like double check. Like where Witch Whipper, I would be like, hey DM, I want to use this. I'd be like, hey DM, I'm going to try to use this. Are you okay with this? Because not only are they a good spellcaster, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
not only that, let's just go with what they can use for weapons. Base melee, small arms, or one of the following: melee weapons, long arms, or sniper rifles. They literally can be good at both spellcasting and shooting people in the skull.
So the small arms and long arms and sniper rifles all use your dex, and if you are focusing everything on dex, you are going to be big.
Like it is very, very potent class. So yeah, precog is my number two.
That one's
My
not bad.
my number four
Mm-hmm.
is the mechanic.
Ooh, mechanic was that the mechanic was on my list.
Because you literally like, okay, so what do I want? I'ma build everything.
The mechanic, just like the Pathfinder's alchemist, can somehow take a pile of papers, duct tape, and pretty much dead rising their way to a explosive, a bigger gun, or turning their little um, AI in their head or like in like a little drone into a Terminator from just paper and duct tape somehow.
They are really cool.
They are so cool.
Oh, and by the way, you can also be an assassin with it. Like one of their archetypes,
Hmm.
it's just assassin. Like I'm gonna just create this little robot to stab you in the back. Like it
Hmm.
is, it is really terrifying. It is beautiful.
They
So
are like also
my
like.
number three,
Hmm.
my number three is mechanic. What is yours?
So my number three is since you stole the mechanic from me. Let me try and find it. I'm gonna have to go with the operative.
Ooh,
So operative, as I know you know me quite well. I like my edgy rogues a little bit, and I'm fascinated by anything that turns into a rogue.
Or bard.
Yeah, or a bard.
You just
But
like being a skill monkey, motherfucker.
oh, I do. With some more skills I have, the more shit I can do. You know what happens with Salt. Salt's quite literally, I think at this point, he has proficiency in just about every skill right now, and he can still do a bunch of damage. Salt is my Pathfinder summoner.
Yep.
But Operative is a dex that also, although like it mains dex for like a lot of its kind of range and stealthy stuff, there's also a bunch of other things that you can go down the line and kind of figure out. Where one of my favorite things about their trick attack, if I can find it on this, is depending on which archetype you pick, you make a check with a different skill. And if you succeed that DC, you can do the trick attack. Like one of the archetypes for the operative is the detective one, which you use either sense motive or culture. Another one being the thief, which is sleight of hand or perception. And it's really cool. I love the fact that they've brought in using your skills in combat, and for so much more than just them being used in roleplay reasons or like half of them being kind of forgotten about. And this class is a very big skill monkey. And I will let you know, it does not take long to have your base 8 turn into about a 15 skill modifier. Not skill modifier. 15 skills you can add modifiers to. Yes, I am a skill monkey. Leave me be. I'm going to move that into my little safe spot.
Okay.
So number 4.
Now, what's your number 4, buddy?
My number 4 is probably going. Ooh, there's so many. There's good ones I want to talk about. Which. Let's go with this Solarian, which is a charisma key.
You stole my number 5, motherfucker.
Oh, I know. This is what you get for taking my Magus and talking very loudly about stuff that you really like.
I also took your biohacker. Don't forget that.
Oh, true. Biohacker's good. But, the Solarian...
no, I took your mechanic. That's the one I took.
Yeah, you did take mechanic. But Solarian's quite literally, okay, what's the most insane sci-fi thing I can do right now?
It's being a Jedi. The class is literally you are a star powered Jedi.
You're quite literally a Jedi, and I like to imagine just okay, we need to make a cool class. All right, we'll call it the Solarian. That sounds kind of cool. What if they are a living, breathing star that can kill them at any moment, but they get power from it?
What do you mean by that? Oh, you can go supernova or become a black hole. What?
Yes, this class is literally, okay. Like, it balances out, like, you have kind of like 2 paths to go down, as in 1 foot on each path, because if you go too far in one, you're going to
fuck yourself?
Yeah, you're gonna take yourself out. But like, all the damage you get from it is so worth it.
And the way that I feel like it is, right? The reason why it takes yourself out if you go down with it is because you're forcing yourself to become more of like, oh, I want to become more of a supernova or become more of a black hole. So I'll be like, hey, let me just be a normal star and not hurt myself.
Yeah, and we don't mean that as in like you have like if you like like if you have like one above the other one. It's more of like going way putting too much. It's like balancing on a beam. You can't put too much weight on each side, but taking a step with your right foot on like the black hole side, you got to move some weight over there. So you take a level on the black hole kind of path, and you got to pretty much balance out, not not falling off the beam, bouncing out from being a black hole and being a big beautiful star.
Yep,
And
going supernova, blowing everything off.
yeah, and I will say like it's not really that bad. Like both of them are actually really good. You get really good things from either one. So you will not play and go, oh my god, I gotta take a class thing in the black hole one, but it only gives me really crappy skills. No, the black hole one's pretty cool. So also supernova one. And that's why we're on the fourth one? Yes, the fourth.
Yep. And with that being your fourth, we go to my fourth
Mm-hmm.
hacker. Because, yeah, it doesn't use spells. But once you weaken your enemies, you want to bolster your allies with the power of science and cracking and being a hacker. This is the class. You are literally using chemistry and computer and hacking to destroy and bolster everything that you possibly want. You're just like, okay, so my enemy's like this. If I put in this genetic code, yep, now he has 4 legs and they're all kicking him in the face.
This class is quite literally the TF2 medic. And there is no but sci-fi. It's just a TF2 medic. And for those of you asking, oh, that's kind of cool, there's also a needle gun in this game. There are many. So you could recreate TF2 medic in Starfinder.
It is the power of a science with the chaos of being mad. I love it.
With one gun I have Ebola, and the other I have a healing syringe. You decide. I'll take the right one. Are you sure? Yeah. Ping! Ha! It was Ebola. Damn. All right. We're gonna get the healing syringe. Well, I'm sorry to say this, but pew! Both Ebola. You've been tricked. Ebola for everyone.
Yes. My number 5.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of basic.
Mm-hmm.
But I love the soldier. I think the soldier, it's simple. It's the most simplest class you can play.
Yeah.
But you can play it with, oh, I want to use spells. Oh, I want to be a tank. I want to be destroying everything. A destructive tornado. You can, it's literally the Lovecraftian child of both the D&D fighter and the Pathfinder fighter, but in space.
Yeah. Well, that and also they were helped raised by Uncle Gunslinger.
Oh yeah, that too.
Fighters, I can agree with you. Fighter's actually really good.
Yeah, soldier's pretty good.
Soldier, not fighter. I'm sorry. All right. You ready for my number 5?
Yes. What is your number 5?
So I don't know if you will understand. I want you to take a guess which one you think my number 5 is.
Knowing how you keep stealing my things, let's go with what would have been my honorable mention, Technomancer.
Sadly not.
Okay, then I don't know.
My number 5.
All of them are amazing.
My number 5 is Envoy.
Okay, I can see that.
The sci-fi bard. And looking at Envoy, It's quite literally the stereotypical sci-fi captain, where I've grown up with sci-fi a lot in my life, and looking at like every big captain from Malcolm Reynolds from Firefly, Han Solo, although Han Solo is more than just a single envoy. The envoy is quite literally the hey, listen, I'm your captain. You're gonna go kill that guy. And also, if I may say, one of their abilities, and this always makes me laugh, it's just called Get 'em.
Get him!
Get 'em! Get 'em! Where you just shout and you literally just shout and point, get 'em, and then all your allies get extra shit to attack that guy.
It's amazing. I love it. I agree with you.
It's like it's also just so stupid. Just like get 'em, get 'em. It is an amazing support class and also an amazing face of the party. And its weapons are actually not too bad.
Yeah, I agree. It is pretty awesome. Now we go to the honorable mention, which there's only three, so we're gonna stop taking turns because there's only three.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start Technomancer.
Alright.
You take magic, you take mechanics, you shove them together, and you say fuck everything.
Yeah, I can agree with you. Technomancer's actually, it's the sci-fi wizard. I really liked it too. I nearly played one at some point, or at least thought about making one to play.
It is pretty fucking cool.
It is so cool.
Like, what's not to love about Technomancer? You literally are just like, hey, I'm gonna take science. I'm gonna take, like, it's so cool.
It is so cool. You ready for my honorable mention?
Yep.
So my honorable mention is Vanguard.
Yeah, Vanguard's pretty cool.
It is very sci-fi paladin-y.
Oh,
But
it's more sci-fi monk than if I would ever were to say anything.
on the surface seems very sci-fi paladin-y. But the fact that it is a perfect monk paladin mix is absolutely amazing. Which one of their big things is pretty much just fist vanguard aspect, which means you can go and punch your enemies, and they're gonna feel it in the face.
Gotta make sure it's in the face because if it's anywhere else, you're gonna die.
I can. Well, no, actually, I think it was this or the precog, but I think it was Vanguard that you don't even you don't have to I think someone said you don't even have to hit really hard. You just have to touch people, and they feel like they've been hit with a giant boulder.
It's Vanguard. It's Vanguard.
Vanguard, yeah. Vanguard's quite literally the I have the power of God and anime on my side. Hit.
It is bullshit. I love it.
So bullshit.
To be fair, all of the classes in Starfinder are bullshit, and if they were in any other game, the game would be broken almost immediately.
Yeah, and since we only have one class, it's below everything else, which is Mystic.
To be fair, saying that it's below everything else in Starfinder is like saying that you're the least popular kid in that has $1 million.
Yeah, I mean, Mystic is one I do want to play, but it on the scale of how what stuff I want to play more. Mystic's a little bit lower. Mystic is quite literally you are kind of a space. You are not. You
Space
are.
Jesus. You space Jesus.
Yeah, you are space Jesus actually. where people will say like you're it's kind of like the cleric class, but it's the cleric class is in the fact of at some point you become your god at higher levels, and
Mhm.
it's yeah, like at some point you get like a ability called it is called enlightenment. Let me find it.
Yep.
You achieve enlightenment, becoming a living incarnation of your connection. You no longer age, nor do you die of old age. Once per day, as a move action, you can enter a state of total communion with your connection that lasts for 1 minute. During this time, you gain plus
So
4
again,
insight
Space
bonus to your
Jesus.
attack rolls.
So again, Space Jesus.
Yep. But Space Jesus with a gun.
True.
he's back for revenge for the cross. Going after you, Joseph. No.
Click, click, boom.
You think you escape getting onto that rocket? You know I'd find you. You want to hear my secret, Joseph? No, please. I don't need to breathe.
To be fair, every class in Starfinder is definitely worth looking at,
Mhm.
and they're all amazing.
They're
Like,
all
there's not,
they're all so cool.
again, like Mystic is like the last one, and it's not because it's not cool in its own right. It's just that every class is super cool, and we can only have a top five. We could, if every class, if we could, every class would be number one.
Yeah. And like this is just how our play style works and like what classes would really work for us.
Oh, we should mention this because I've been noticing this lately. So people that are interested in this episode or in what's coming in the future, don't be like, what's going on here? In Starfinder, right? The
Mhm.
the maximum level of spells, the maximum level for spells is sixth level. But that's because they focus more on the features of the class than the spells.
Mhm.
Even the spellcasters have really cool feats and abilities.
They truly do. And we're just touching on the classes today. Like there is so much more that like there's also like there's a ship part of the entire system that I don't think either of us have even looked at or even tried to understand at all.
Nope, I have not. I have the video downloaded, but I have not touched that.
I'm not going to lie. I have like 3 characters I've been trying to decide of which one I liked more. To the point I nearly had a panic attack trying to figure it out. Zero, like I don't want to pick one. I want to pick all 3. But yeah,
This is how cool this game is.
this is so cool. Yeah, we as in the company itself, but we as also as in John. We are also gonna put guide videos out for Starfinder because we're also hyperfixated on it as well.
Like it is like crack.
It is crack.
It is sci-fi crack.
And also if I may try and sell you on Starfinder real quick. With one single word. Satan?
Oh, speaking of space and Satan, there's demons in space.
Oh
And
yeah,
with
there
that,
are.
we're gonna end the podcast. Have a wonderful night, guys.
Wait, before we end the podcast, I have one thing to show. I'm going to sell you on Starfinder real quick. This is the Bernary, also known as the Other People in space. That is all.
Okay.
All
Go,
right.
go. Close the stream. Go, go, go.
Ah,
Listen.
ah. Take care, guys.